Streisand, the star, worked almost obsessively for 4 years on her film Yentl. But Barbra Streisand, the woman, found her personal life dramatically affected by that single-minded obsession.
That's right, yeah. So take a look at where Barbra has been and where she's heading. Like the great stars of Hollywood's heyday, Barbra lives in Beverly Hills in splendid luxury. There's also this Malibu ranch, until she left it and went to Europe to make the movie that would change her personal and professional life. Barbra spent most of her non-working time living here almost reclusively, keeping busy with private projects, like decorating the houses that dot the golf course-sized property she and longtime boyfriend and business partner John Peters own in common, 40 miles from Los Angeles. Although they still see a lot of each other, John and Barbra no longer live together. In that and in other ways, the ranch symbolizes a phase of Barbra's life that has largely passed. Over the years, you've always been into collecting things, it seems, possessions. I remember even back to the old second-hand rose days. Why?
Well, I like beautiful things. I was always interested in design and building things. And especially when I wasn't working in between projects, I had to keep myself creatively busy.
Is this house one of your creative outlets?
Yes, 5 years worth.
Tell me about it.
I always liked Art Deco, and I decided to try to build a complete environment that was pure.
The detail on it is exquisite. Perfect down to the last angular fixture, this totally authentic Art Deco house is additional evidence of Barbra's precise attention to detail. And she seems to have a house for almost every mood.
There's room in one's life for many things, you know? And sometimes I'm in the mood to be in this Deco house, which is modern and streamlined, simple in a way. And other times I'm in the mood to be in the Victorian era, surrounded by flowers and pale pastel colors and soft down pillows. That's who I am.
Are you still so much into things, into objects?
No, not at all.
Why not?
I found that I spent too much time with inanimate things.
Why?
Why? Because objects don't talk back. It was easier.
Do you like people to talk back?
Now I like people to talk back. I like to talk back to people, yeah.
Is one of the people John Peters?
Sure.
The people most disappointed by Barbra's recent breakup with John will probably be the gossip writers who've lost one of their favorite topics.
They treated him very unfairly. He was very bright, very imaginative, and he has great taste in clothes and design, and, you know, like this ranch, all the exterior parts of this ranch, the waterfalls, the boulders, the wood house, you know, were all John's imaginations, creations.
John's undeniable influence on Barbra's life and career is a topic both sensitive and controversial. Criticized as a user, for the last 10 years, Peters has also been the inspiration for many of Barbra's most successful moves, like her duets with hot talent like Donna Summer, Barry Gibb, and old friend Neil Diamond.
You don't say you need me. You don't sing me love songs. You don't bring me flowers anymore.
She also credits John with getting her to write her first real song.
When I wrote the one in Star is Born, it was because my guitar teacher played a song for me that she had written. She sang and wrote several songs. And I felt so intimidated. I thought, oh my God, all I do is sing. So I felt really bad. And at the time, John, he saw me, I started to cry in the bathroom, and he said, what's the matter? I said, well, she knows how to write these songs, and I just sing. And he said, well, you could write one if you want. Just put your mind to it and try.
Like a rose under the April snow, I was certain that our love would grow. Love ageless and evergreen, seldom seen by two.
And the winner, Love Theme from a Star is Born, Evergreen, Barbra Streisand and Paul Williams.
And aside from this Grammy Award, she won with co-writer Paul Williams. Evergreen also won an Academy Award.
That was the most exciting thing in my career. It's not acting and singing. It was doing something, composing music. It was such a thrill.
So Barbra has good reason to defend John.
But they said he was just a hairdresser, and why would Barbra be with a hairdresser?
That's terribly unfair, isn't it? It's like every time you read about Frank Sinatra's wife, it says former showgirl. It's like, when does she lose that? Well, now that he's very successful on his own projects, many projects, like Flashdance and Academy Award-winning Missing, and those projects have nothing to do with me. I think they're giving him his due now, I hope.
You had to make a choice in the making of Yentl. Was John part of what you sacrificed to make that film?
I had to go away, yeah. I had to leave, and I had to... You see, I become very obsessed when I work. David? And that's something that's the reason why I never made that many movies, because I care so deeply about what I do. It just... It gives me kind of tunnel vision, which is something I'm going to work on.
Do you feel that she abandoned you when she went off to do the
No,
movie?
I don't think so. I think that basically we reached a point in our lives where we both had to go in separate directions. And what happened is, what I didn't realize was that this was Barbra's statement, and her ability to be completely autonomous and make her own decisions. And we fought terribly, because I wanted her to do one thing, she wanted to do another. I had offers for her to go to Vegas and to do shows, tens of millions of $20, $30 million. She turned it all down. All she wanted to do was this picture.
They say you can never go home again, or you don't look back. And are you going to try and resurrect what was before you went away?
I wouldn't want to try to resurrect what was before we went away, because obviously there were problems. Otherwise, maybe things would have been different. No, I mean, any new relationship or old relationship that is now going to happen in the present is never to go back to what it was, but to be something different. A new negotiation, new terms.
Are you going to be able to let Barbra go? Do you want to?
I am not prepared to let Barbra go, no, under any circumstance. The definition of a relationship may be renegotiated, but I am not prepared to let her go.
It's an open Barbra. I'm open to new ideas, new relationships, new priorities, new ways of looking at life.
Are you excited?
Excited, yeah, I'm excited and scared.
When people are interviewed, particularly people who aren't interviewed very often, they are not too likely to let you look as deeply into their feelings as Barbra does next when we come back.